Hello and welcome back to the Beefy Tech channel. So, today we're gonna be checking to see if servers do actually make a difference for your performance within Warzone 2. I just had to mention I'm on a 7950X3D and a 4090. I have done the latest BIOS update that fixes the issue with the SoC voltage for the 7950X3D and all X3D CPUs. The reason I've done this benchmark is to confirm my performance hasn't changed with the latest updates from both Nvidia drivers and from the BIOS update. That said, it being the same, it means the only variables that will make a big difference over here, between the seasons that is going to be the servers actually getting worse. Now, a big reason why servers are getting worse and worse is as a result of skill-based matchmaking. This is not a flex. I have a high KD, meaning that I'm gonna get absolutely fucking hammered by skill-based matchmaking, as you're gonna see. So, my account is a flawless example of what happens when you pair prioritizing matching people with similar KD instead of prioritizing connection. And if this isn't enough proof, I don't know what is. I am queuing and I started queuing at like 40 ping, and I am now queuing at 140 ping because it's not finding a battle royale solos match that would fit my location. But I am in fucking Europe, and if there's not a single Battle Royale solos match available for me to join in Europe, I would be extremely surprised. Okay, so we're here on Mazrah Highway, and we're just walking along to test the average frame rate and to see how the 1% lows are holding up. What you're gonna notice is that unlike the previous seasons, that frame timeline is not perfectly smooth anymore, and that is not a good thing. You want that thing to be as smooth as possible and have no hitches in it. Hitches could be theoretically called micro stutters. Obviously, when my 1% lows are above 200 and my averages are at like 285, you're not gonna really feel them, and I don't during gameplay even in Mazrah. But these frame timeline stutters don't exist on Ashika Island, and they just don't exist even in Plunder in normal Mazrah. It's just that the BR servers for Mazrah are horrific, and they are much worse than they used to be. Let's go over some footage from the previous seasons just to investigate a little bit. So, this server right here had latency spikes. It was in one of my last videos where I tested this, and I was getting slightly lower FPS than usual, with the 1% lows also being affected as a result. Generally, servers aren't great to begin with, but this server seemed in particular to be meh. Now, as you can notice, there is latency spikes, and that right there is most likely where the 0.1% lows and the 1% lows were getting their hit from. Now, you remember that video? Well, on that day, I tested servers and performance lost the entire day. And there was one server that stood out amongst them all. So, take a look at this. Now, those frame rates are abnormal, in the sense of they're significantly better of what I got the entire rest of the day. The frame timeline seems smoother, the 1% lows are like 60 higher, and overall the averages are insanely high. I didn't know what to think. At the time, I was absolutely baffled and confused. So, given that these results that you see over here in the top left corner happened in the exact same day as these results, should be quite telling. Yet again, I was completely confused then, but I've done my research in the meantime, and I've realized that Mazrah servers are just absolutely ass. And I'm gonna prove that with some Ashika Island gameplay from Season 2 and from Season 3. Alright, so, I would like you to take a look only at the frame timeline, as the performance varies on where you're looking at within the map on Ashika Island and won't always be consistent. But as you can see, the frame timeline is pretty much smooth and there's no serious issues with it. As you can see, the overall performance of Ashika Island is pretty much the same as it was in Season 2, and also at that, significantly better than it is in Mazrah. Not to mention, the frame timeline smoothness is 10 times better in Ashika Island. A YouTuber that I personally watch under the name of the Tactical Brit made a video about 4 weeks ago saying that he still uses a VPN for Warzone 2, specifically to avoid servers full of cheaters or servers that are terribly laggy. If it's come to the point of where people have to use external applications just to get lobbies that actually fucking function properly, I'm really worried for the future of this game. I play this game full time and I enjoy playing it, and I really wish I could keep playing it and have fun, but for Mazrah as an example, the performance is so inconsistent it makes testing difficult for me, and it makes just enjoying testing very, very difficult, as it's so inconsistent. Anyway guys, I hope that cleared up the whole debacle with our servers dogshit on Call of Duty, and the simple answer, yes they are. They just don't seem to be built to handle 150 people, and with every update they seem to be making them even worse. Not only is that dropping our performance overall whenever they update something and add more textures or add more things to be loaded, but the servers seem to progressively do worse and worse too. Luckily, Ashika Island isn't affected yet, but who knows, maybe in a later season that might be the case. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I do actually plan to post one of my very first gameplays of Call of Duty. I'm a mouse and key player, and I am fully aware that I'll never be able to compete with a controller player, but I still enjoy the living hell out of this game, despite the whole controller versus mouse and key thing. So, you know what, I thought I'd give it a shot and I'd see how it goes. That said guys, have a good one, and peace.